Today we are talking about prices for properties in Bali. My name is Peter from Propertia Bali. I'm here together with the sales manager, Joe. Joe, wow, I mean, our customers are so confused about prices in Bali. So we need to make this short video to explain them a little bit about what's the guideline to calculate prices in Bali.
Everything has a price, so whether we look at leasehold or freehold, there's a very easy way of calculating how the price should be. We always look at a few different factors when looking at the price. The first is quite a calculated way of doing it, which is we look at the land value in that area, the size of the land, what is the value worth of that land and over how many years. So we have a cost of that land. We then look at the building that's put on top of it, so we can assess it by the quality of the finishing, the size of the building, how much is that building worth, and when we put those two together, we should get what is overall a sales price. The second thing we would then do is look at the market and see where does it actually fit in with the market, because there should be a guideline for a price for a 1-bedroom in Canggu, a 2-bedroom in Sese, and so on. So we look at where it fits in the market, and when we look at those two different factors, then we'll be able to assess what should the final sales price and listing price be on the property.
So it's super easy. Land value, building cost, those two together should be the price of the property. But if you're buying from a developer, of course the developer also wants to make money.
Yeah.
And we actually calculate his profit on top of the construction cost, not the land.
Yes.
Right? So those three elements together, that gives us what we call the listing price, the sales price of the properties. Sometimes the prices can be a little bit higher, especially if they are for daily rental properties, and then they're calculated on the ROI potential, right?
Yeah. So I think daily rental properties maybe are calculated a little bit different because we will reverse price it perhaps. So we can look at what is the ROI over a certain amount of years, and then we can work out what the sales price will be. And the other side is finished properties as well. Yeah.
So when you're buying your property, do your calculation yourself, because if you're not buying from Propertia Bali, you might be ending up buying too expensive. Yes. And that means when you want to resell it and you come to us, we are going to say, oh, we are sorry, you have already lost money on the property. For the daily rental market, which is like 80% of our customers right now, how do they calculate the ROI? What are the expectations for the ROI?
So I think the ROI is most of our clients are looking to return their entire investment within 5 to 6 years. 5 to 6 years?
Yeah. That's very aggressive.
Very fast.
Yep.
So in order to achieve that, we're looking for ROIs of around 15%. I think if it goes beyond 6 to 7 years, it's less interesting. So it has to be around 15% net ROI.
And how do you secure yourself? I mean, for sure the location is crucial here, right?
Yes. So location is the first thing we would look at. It needs to be in an area that has the highest possibility of occupancy. So we're looking at Canggu, central Canggu, Bingin, and a few of the surrounding areas, but those are the two areas that have the highest occupancies. Canggu covers quite a broad area, so I wouldn't look beyond Preranan or Barawa on either side, but that's about as far as I would go. Bingin right now is probably the place that can offer the highest occupancy, because the demand is so high and the supply is so low. The clients that are looking for those types of villas in those locations should then focus on the style, right? It has to be the right style. I always think the most high occupancy villas are the most Instagrammable villas, so they're the ones that we can get 90% occupancy on. And then of course, if you have the right villa in the right location, you still need to pay the right price for it.
Absolutely correct. So if you want to buy a villa purely for investment, and maybe you want to stay there a few weeks yourself once in a while, occupancy percentage, what are people looking at? You said the ROI is 16. What does that give you in occupancy percentage?
I think you need to achieve somewhere around an 80 to 85% occupancy.
It's a lot, huh?
Yeah, but achievable.
There is a tool that everyone needs to go to if you consider to buy in Bali, and that is called airdna.co, not .com, but .co. And this is an amazing tool. You will see how Bali is performing compared to Tulum, Thailand, whatever. It's amazing. When the developers, which we sell a lot of off-plan, right? Why do you think we sell so much off-plan?
I think it's a necessity at the moment, it's availability. As I said, particularly in areas Bingin and Canggu, the demand is so high and the supply is so low at the moment. So we are almost forced into a position where you need to purchase off-plan.
Yeah, which is absolutely true. You need to buy off-plan because these villas don't exist in the market right now, right?
Correct.
My opinion is, we just had a customer today who said, I need a property now to rent out tomorrow. And he was very interested in off-plan, and he just didn't realize that he needed to buy an off-plan to be able to compete in the market. Because my personal opinion is, when the market shifts, which it does in 6 to 12 months, beautiful new properties, 1 to 2 bedroom, what's going to happen with the old rental market?
It's going to be much harder to rent out. So people will always look for the newer, nicer, more modern, better location villa. And let's go through the prices. We do it a lot on social media also. What should a good 1 bedroom, a good 2 bedroom, what should they be priced at? In which location should you be looking? So if we're talking about key locations, we're talking about Bingin and a little bit of the surrounding.
Where is Bingin?
Bingin, Uluwatu.
Uluwatu.
Yes. Canggu and a little bit of the surrounding. Then as a guideline, we're looking at 1 bedrooms between 179,000 to 229,000 within that area. For a 2 bedroom, somewhere between 229 to 279, I would say.
Okay. If you're buying off plan, you're buying a brand new villa, do your ROI calculation. Sometimes you can, of course, pay a little bit extra for your villa if you want it in very, very luxurious quality and so on. Then it's of course a premium price, but I don't think it really changes your ROI. If you're buying really premium quality.
No, definitely.
So go with the middle level quality. That's fine. It's very cheap to maintain your properties in Bali. And make sure, of course, that you contact a professional real estate agency. We are one of them.
There's lots of examples of prices that are overpriced, but everything has a value and everything should be based on the market and what somebody would actually pay for it, right? I think we get a lot of people that come and say, this is the price I want, and then we get other people that come and say, I want to price it to sell, and that's the people who will sell the fastest, right? So it's not that we don't want people to be able to get a good price, but everything has a value.
And I think the customers I've dealt with and the developers, it is a very, very easy calculation. You take the yearly potential rent, then you multiply that with what Joe said, 5 to 6 years. That's how fast the customers, they want their money. And then you have the sales price. It is so easy. So if you make $50,000 in yearly revenue, you multiply that with 5 or 6, then you have your sales price. It's not complicated. We actually made a beautiful investment guide that will take you through the whole journey of buying in Bali. So if you want this investment guide, make sure you click up here, then you can get it, and it's completely for free. Stay tuned because there's gonna be a lot more videos like this.